So after I made the video, okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, guys, after I made the video about explain I'm not guilty, I'm just playing more in deep. Now that was just part of it. Now they're saying that I made a promise. Now here's the thing about the promise. I didn't record the thing. Didn't think it was a big deal, but now here's the flaw. Apparently, so she said only give it back, like the sea laser, obviously. But here's the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a real life example that this is actually true. There's something called a loophole, right? And for example, like I think one of the obvious things about loophole is you may not understand it because it's like a lot of people. It's like business people, a lot of older people do. Well, loophole is like when you something find a way around it, but you don't get in trouble. You don't get like in trouble and get caught for it. Like for example, like you're signing contract, and if you don't read it properly, you may get like you know you may get a bad deal or something like that. But it's a loophole, right? Like you can like it may be in the contract. It's like there's a loophole. You can find probably a loophole around it to make it your advantage, right? Even though it's bad for you, you can find a loophole. And basically that's what happened to her. So like what happened was I found a loophole. So basically she said just give me the sea laser and that's it. However, she only said that. Like she said give me 2 days. But here's the thing. Now here's the thing. She wasn't specific. She only said sea laser. The thing she made the biggest mistake was she first of all made two mistakes. Okay, the first two mistakes is she didn't say I can't trade for her, okay? She never said that. So she said I couldn't trade for her, so I was able to trade for her. So that's the first mistake she made. Second, that was the first loophole. Second of the loophole was she said that it was sea laser. The part she said sea laser. So if she said you would have to give it like I think okay, well the second loophole is kind of connected to the first loophole, obviously. But like he said, give sea laser. If I don't have sea laser, I don't have to give it back to her. Like, so that's that. Like I don't know if you guys would understand, but that's kind of like of the loophole basically. I'm gonna explain more in depth. Like I'm gonna show you search up the meaning. Hold on, I'll show you guys. But this loophole is kind of for like older stuff. It's mainly like for like business, like lawyers and stuff like that. It's like contracts and stuff like that. It's basically well, it doesn't really say, but it's basically a way around. It's basically a way around it. Now, if you think about her point of view, it's like you think that oh, like I'm a scammer and stuff like that. But I didn't scam because she didn't clarify the rules enough. Like think about it. It's like for example, it's like if you're saying her point of view, I'm a scammer, but you have to think about this in the point of view. The point of view was she said I had to give it back, but she wasn't specific enough. She said I couldn't trade for it. She never said I can never trade for it, and she said I can't. She only said see later. She didn't say anything else. So like if I got a new one, I would have to trade her because that wasn't the part of the rule or the part of the deal we made. So like that's basically a loophole. And then like their excuse is gonna be like, look in her point of view. But if you look in her point of view, she never made that rule, and I didn't record that part because I didn't think it would be a necessary part. I just recorded the secret and stuff like that. And then she said I cut it out the part. I never even recorded that part. I just said the part was recorded where it said like it was like either the chroma for the thing, but like she said I would have to give it back to her. But the main loophole was like she said I can never trade for it, and that I could yeah basically I can never trade for it, and I can't give it. And I could get a different golly. So if it was only sea laser, if it was a different golly, I couldn't trade for it because that was not part of the deal. Like you have to think about it in a point of view. If like you may not understand what a loophole is right now, but that's exactly what a loophole is. A loophole is something you find your way around the deal. So it's like she never clarified the rules. Like if you guys don't understand, like if you look in the comments, they only said to give it back to Steelers and stuff like that. But she never clarified. Said I cannot. She only said I can only have to give it back to 2 days. But that's a rule. However, if I get a new godly right, and then Steelers is not there, I don't have to give it back to because that's called a loophole around it. And it's not a scammer because what a scammer said is like what a scammer does is like they just break the rules obviously, right? Like what a scammer says like first of all you have to give it back to me and you promise you won't take it away. That's a scammer. But I didn't do that. I just found a way around the situation. I made like she only said that like that's all she said. She never said anything about the trading and stuff like that. I didn't record it. That's not the proof I had. However, if you look in the comments, they all said they had to go back to see that she never clarified the rules, and then she said I cutted the video out on the part. I can show you right here that this is the 2 minute video. I actually didn't cut it out because if I was able to cut it out, look, you can't really cut this out. Like, you can't cut it out because I can show exactly proof what I mean. Hold up, let me look for it. It's a 2 minute video. Look at this. I can't cut it out. If I was able, look at this. If I was able to cut it out, hold up. Let me see. Let me show you what I mean. Hold up. Hold on 1 second. It doesn't show, but here's the proof that I couldn't edit it. Look, this is the one proof that I can prove to you. I didn't cut it out. Right here, clip edit. Look at this. This costs money. I do not have this. It's a 3-day trial. That's a trim means cutting it out, and I couldn't split it either because this is the full recording of it. It proves that I said it's a deal. I had to obviously clarify it, right? So I couldn't have cut that out. So that's another proof that I couldn't cut it out. But I didn't record the deal. But how the deal was, she only specified that I can only like give it back for 2 days. Like that's what she said. Never said anything else. So like you can't. So it's like this. Like you can't call someone specifically a scammer unless they actually, when you give them a term of rules and they break it, that's a scammer. Like you, like how it works for kids is like if they just take the stick and step away, that's how they think in terms of definition a scammer. But like if you give a set of rules and all the rules, if you set up rules and they break it, that's clearly scamming. See, the thing is, the only rule she gave is I would have to give it back 2 days. She has to give C laser. She made specifically C laser in 2 days. And the proof that it was only that is because the comments. Like I said, the comments is a proof. They said just give it back. But there's a loophole around that. It's basically like making a contract. So it's like signing a contract. She only said it had to be C laser. If I did the contract, if this was an IRL situation, I wouldn't get in trouble for it because she only specified only to give the C laser back in 2 days. She didn't say anything else. And plus, if I got a new Golly, I wouldn't have to give it back because it's not a C laser. And second of all, right? Second of all, she never clarified. So like, you can't call me either lying. It's just it was Cute Dog's choice that she didn't clarify the rules. If she clarified the rules, she would have known what she was doing. If she said you couldn't trade for it, and then okay. And then if I broke the rules, I would be scamming. But that's not a scammer. You have to take in a perspective, right? You're taking perspective that like, if when you grow up you find a loophole what it is, you probably wouldn't understand it now because it doesn't make sense. But basically, like if you make a deal with someone, like you wouldn't make a deal, you wouldn't do this in scam and M2 because like you couldn't really make a deal in M2. So like basically, if you're gonna try to find a scammer, you have to make specific rules to them, right? Try to make specific rules. Hold up. Like you would have to try to make like specific rules, and if they break it, that's a 100% scammer. Like as far as I'm concerned, the only rule she gave me is I would have to give it back to her. C laser, remember, C laser, chroma laser, as I keep saying, C laser in 2 days. The key part she said was C laser, right? And she never said anything else. That's the rule she made, and it's like that's the main rule, and the loophole I found around it. There's one main loophole around it. The only main loophole around it is if I get a different Golly, because I wouldn't have to trade. It doesn't even matter if it's like another chroma. She specifically said C laser. If she said I would have to trade, after like trade the Godly back, that's more like a Golly, but saying a Golly. But like she wasn't specific. She was really specific on just C laser, chroma laser. You have to give that chroma laser back. I said when you said on a point of view, I broke the promise. It's not necessarily breaking a promise if she specified a rule. Like she specified, give me C laser back in 2 days. It's a specific rule, and if you can find a loophole, so it's like for example, right? You owe someone like what, like it's like I said, it's the lawyer situation. It may be a bit old, but I'm trying to think like a younger perspective, like a loophole around it. So it's like, right? It's like this. It's basically I can't really explain it another way because that's like the main way I can see it for me. Like as I said, it's like for example, like in Roblox to play a game, you'd have like there's like a contract, right? You could read the contract and you can find a loophole around it, right? like it's specific. They have to make a deal. There's specific rules on it, and if specific promises, there have to be specific rules for that to break it. I did not break it. I did not cut the video because if I was able to cut the video, I would need premium, and I do not have premium, right? So there was no actual way I could have cut the video out without paying money. I do not have any money with me, right? So it's clear proof I would have to pay a lot of money and stuff like that. I do not have the money. So that's another proof that I couldn't cut out the video too. So I did not cut that out because I couldn't record at that time, like I said. But the point is, I actually found a way around it. So it's like you can't say I'm a scammer because I did not break the rule. I just simply found a way around the rule. I didn't. It's not break. It's I didn't break the rule, like I said. If you find it, it's like this. It's like this, right? I don't know how to put it in a young kid's perspective, but like, just thinking like that. She did like I did find a way around. So that's basically it. Like that's me explaining. I found like I said the loophole around it, and it's like if you think in her perspective, that then again, if you look in her perspective, she only said the one rule: give C laser back in 2 days. She never said anything else. So if I had another golly, you can't say I would have to give it back to her because she only specifically said see laser. There's a difference between scamming and finding a loophole. So yeah, if you guys enjoy that and understanding, that's exactly so. I didn't break anything. I actually found a way around it. So if you guys enjoy that, peace out, bye.